Hello everyone, and welcome back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla with me, longclawvalhalla and Steel, where we always deliver. We're playing the Wrath of the Druids, and in this episode we catch up with Barid and Eivor, and they are bang in trouble. King Flanns has captured this man, poisoning his soldiers, and this man is putting the blame on Barid, making it seem like Barid organised the poisoning as an attempt to destroy King Flanns' army. Now, we know that that's not true, at least I hope not. Eivor is going to have to work very hard to keep Barid's head on his shoulders. For now, we're going to find out where the poison came from and find a cure. In this mission, we're hunting down our very first member of the Children of Danu, the new mini cult which we have to track down in Ireland as part of this DLC. So let's get on with it and see how we get on.
Take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be outdoors, forever free. You and me.
Things are not looking good. You see, King Flann already has trust issues when it comes to Barid. Lucky for us, Ciara is in our corner. He instructs Barid to stay behind in the fortress and await his justice. In the meantime, Ciara and me are going to ride off to find a druid friend of hers who knows how to make a poultice to cure the soldiers that have been poisoned. You see, Ciara starts to explain things to Eivor, and this is interesting. So, the druids themselves are not the bad guys. They're not all bad. There's only a radicalised faction within the druids who have become a threat to the soldiers and the leaders of Ireland, and that is who we're going to have to go after, but more on that in a minute. So me and Ciara need to head off, and she discloses to Eivor that in fact she used to be a druid herself and has druid connections, and essentially why we're now able to go and contact one of her friends and find a cure for these soldiers. That is our main concern, because if we can prove that we're not interested in poisoning the soldiers and in fact providing a cure, it may help King Flanns to believe that Barid had nothing to do with it, and that obviously has to be Eivor's first concern. So here we are travelling across Ireland to a small village where the druids live. Now I was sort of surprised about this, but I really like this idea. So there's a small mini map of order members who belong to the Children of Danu, and that's what they're called, the radicalised cult within the Druids. And the Druids themselves were just people who lived throughout Britain, Ireland, England, and they were pagans essentially, that were localized pagans, whereas the Vikings themselves have come from foreign countries like Norway or Denmark, and they believe in all kinds of different things, mostly earthly and ritualistic methods to healing properties and things like that, and also spiritual, not dissimilar to the Vikings themselves and their own druidic and nomadic sort of worshipping ways. So I find this very interesting, and we're getting into some serious history stuff here, and I love it, right? So this is Ciara's friend who has agreed to help us in she obviously is very fond of Ciara and has agreed to help us cure the soldiers that have been poisoned, and is concerned that the druids themselves and the Children of Danu have started to attack King Flanns' soldiers, and obviously they have issues with him becoming the High King, and they wanted him dead. We already know this from our previous episodes, and you can check these out on my channel, but I find this very intriguing. So we're going to go after these and target them, and I'll show you the menu in a minute. But for now, we've been given enough information, but barely enough information to track down our first target, who is called the Wren. You can see here the mini menu. So my Order of Ancients menu has collapsed, and I can access that if I want to, but now we're going after these mini order, the Children of Danu. So there's not much to go on here, but I do have a fast travel point right next to this because I've already unlocked the trade area nearby, and right underneath I think it's called Port Valley or Port Ellie or something like that. Right underneath that, you can find a little cottage where you can get your clue, and then you need to go to the worshipping stones here. So we're picking up these clues, and this is, if you like, almost like a mini tutorial. Not that we really need it if you've played the main story arcs and cleared out the Order of Ancients. And once you've read the last clue, you'll get the information for your target, and then you can just mark the target on the map and go after her. She happens to be in quite a fortified compound, and you, as usual, you have a myriad of choices available to you. Sneak in and take her out, or go in heavy. Now, I wanted to clear out the area anyway because I'm just on a mad run to try to get as many trade supplies and materials as I can for my trade network, because I'm really pumping to get that trade business and network set up and running, as it really appeals to the sort of money grinding instinct that I have. So I wasn't too worried about being discreet here. I just wanted to get in and get involved with the guards. So I'm taking them out as I come across them. And then, of course, when it comes to taking out the Wren herself, she's not difficult, but she is surrounded by quite a number of enemies. So you're going to have to use your skills here to clear them out and get them out of the way before you go and confirm your target. And there's no Odin death scene. Remember, that kind of stopped when we dealt with Odin in the story arcs. I won't say any more for those who haven't played the game all the way through, but this here is essentially like a mini version of that, where you get to confirm the kill, but nothing really happens except you just shove your knife deep into the assailant, and you get your confirmed kill, and then she'll be striked off your Order of Ancient mini menu for the Children of Danu. So the Children of Danu, what else do we know about them? Well, these are presumably some of the really bad druids that we've come across, some of the heavy ones, and I mean, as I said, I've come across things like werewolves and things like that in some of the camps that I've been in, which I find really interesting. So that's pretty freaky, and I came across a couple of times actually a camp where there was some druids and there was lots of green smoke around, and that seems to be the theme, and how you recognize these druids as being the bad guys is that they use this kind of poison gas to kind of weaken their enemies, making it hard for them to attack you. So I've come across that a few times, and now we've confirmed our kill, we can go back and interact with Ciara. And here Deirdre explains that the Children of the Danu are the biggest threat, and that's now my duty is to try to help take out the Children of the Danu for the sake of all of Ireland and all of the druids who want to get on with doing what they do, helping people and also protecting their own legacy. And by bringing back these little vials, I can give them to her after I've taken down each target, and that will essentially, that replaces like the medallions that you would have taken back to Hytham. So this is cool. We have another menu of targets to take down, and she's telling me that she's going to give me another target soon. For now, she's basically completed the antidote for the poison, and we're going to have to split up here. My little romance with Ciara is blossoming. She's warming up to me. Don't tell Randy about it back home, but she's warming up, as I say, and we need to split up here. She's going to go off and take the antidote to King Flanns, while I go off and handle the next target. So let's see how that goes in my next video. Now, a nice little point here that I'm getting a bit concerned about Barid now. I think he may be doomed. I'm not really sure, but here, as I'm leaving the room, Deirdre asks me quite quickly and quietly to look after her friend Ciara, which makes me think that she may be in trouble too, and that they both could be coming towards their demise. So let's hope not. maybe I'm wrong, but I have a kind of instinct for these things. Let's see how we get on. Check out my channel for the rest of the content. I've got all the way through the story arcs, and I'm making my way nicely through this new DLC. I'll be back with another video very soon.